What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And my goodness, what a beatdown at Arrowhead today. I'm going to be giving you guys all my biggest takeaways and more. All that right after this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back into another quick post-game show here on the Show Me Football YouTube channel as your Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Baltimore Ravens by a final score of 37-20 to stave off that 1-3 start, that dreaded 1-3 start. One of these teams is going to be 1-3 after today. And luckily for us guys, it is not the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's not the Kansas City Chiefs by a very strong amount. 17-point victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I mean, guys, when's the last time we've seen a game like this from Kansas City where it was just really a whooping from beginning to end? I mean, even though it was 7-6 Baltimore by like the end of the first quarter, you kind of felt like the Kansas City Chiefs were dominating the game. I believe they were winning the time of possession battle. They really were moving the ball extremely well on offense, just kind of struggled to convert in the red zone a couple of times. But as the game went on and as the Chiefs defense was giving Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens offense hell, and the Chiefs were getting opportunities with their offense, they continued to port it on. And that's the first note that I wrote down. I mean, the offense looked amazing today. 37 points. When's the last time we saw that again from this Chiefs team? I mean, you have to go back almost 2 years, really. I think it might be 2 years, maybe even longer, since the Kansas City Chiefs last put up 37 points in a game. And I think you're seeing the results of getting some of your guys back and healthy on offense. Xavier Worthy made his return today, and boy, did he make his presence felt. But before I get to that, I do want to mention this because I know a lot of people are going to look at this performance and they're going to say, Josh, the Ravens are one of the worst defenses in the league so far this year. The Chiefs should look like this. But guess what, guys? How many times have we said that over the past 2 to 3 years? Oh, the Chiefs are going up against a weak defense this weekend. They should really take advantage of them. And then they just don't. And you see the Kansas City Chiefs winning by a Harrison Butker game-winning field goal or something like against the Carolina Panthers last year. The Chiefs offense wasn't taking advantage of bad defenses before. They did that in this game. So I view that as an overwhelming positive that the Kansas City Chiefs laid waste to a team that was clearly inferior to them, a defense that was clearly inferior to them. So that was a good thing to see. Now, Xavier Worthy, like I said, he made his presence felt on offense today. He actually led the team in rushing, which I'll get to that a little bit later because there's something else I want to say about that. But he also led the Chiefs in receiving, 5 catches for 83 yards. And man, he looked good out there. And what I was really encouraged by was not only the fact that he performed well, but that I was kind of concerned that he would get in there, take a couple hits to that shoulder, and he'd be right back out of the game again. All it would take is one awkward landing or something, and that shoulder's banged up again. But he made it through the game, and he looked pretty healthy out there. It really didn't look like it was bothering him that much. I guess it's really just a pain tolerance thing at this point for him. So, I mean, that was good to see. He brings back a dynamic element for this offense for sure. And then going down the list of things that I liked, Brashard Smith action today. We got a lot of it. We saw him incorporated a little bit more into the receiving game, into the rushing game. And I thought he looked really good. He provides you just that little bit more juice that this Chiefs team was really needing on offense. And you kind of saw throughout the game, Pacheco's snaps got ticked down in favor of Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith, and that's good. I want to see more of that. I think Pacheco's a lost cause at this point, and I'll, again, have more on that a little bit later, but I'm trying to stick with the positives right now, and an overwhelming positive that I also saw in this game was that Brashard Smith was contributing at a high level for this Kansas City Chiefs team. I said all week coming into this game, get your athletes out on the field, get your juice out on the field. Brashard Smith provides that, and you saw what he can do in glimpses today. I think we're going to continue seeing more and more of him, and that's a really good thing. Next on my positives, Defense was absolutely flying around today. Spags was just spamming the blitz today. He was engaging 8. It seemed like pressing that X button on every single play. But it worked, man. It worked. And this defense really got after it. I said in my preview, I didn't think the Kansas City Chiefs would record 7 sacks on Lamar in this game, like what happened against the Detroit Lions for them earlier this past week when they allowed 7 sacks, the Baltimore Ravens. And the Chiefs didn't hit 7 sacks, but shoot, they could have been 7 sacks pretty easily. I mean, they were all over him all day. He could not respond to the blitz. And that was an expected game plan against the Ravens offense with their offensive line being as weak as it is right now. And Ronnie Stanley, their starting left tackle, he came into this game banged up, ended up having to come out of the game. And that was just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for the Ravens offense. Once he went out again, I mean, the Chiefs just kept pouring it on, and the Ravens weren't really able to sustain any drives. And it seemed like every time the Chiefs were asked to pin their ears back and get after Lamar, they did that. So, again, a lot of it was blitzing. It wasn't a ton of pressure just with the front four, which, again, I'll get to that here a little bit later in the negatives, which, I mean, there were some negatives, and we will talk about it. But don't get me wrong, I am viewing this game as an overwhelming positive for the Kansas City Chiefs because this is just a team performance that we have not seen in a long time. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs are showing that once they get their guys back and healthy and once they get in a rhythm, this is the type of football they're capable of playing on a consistent basis. I also want to shout out the offensive line, who I thought had a pretty good game against the Ravens defensive line while shorthanded, still has a lot of talent on it. I saw some very clean pockets that Mahomes was able to throw from today, ones that I haven't seen in a long time. I thought he really had a lot of time back there. He was able to pick his targets. Mahomes hit 9 different receivers in this game, was able to spread the ball around. This is Kansas City Chiefs offense, guys. This is what it's supposed to look like. And we've been working towards it for so long, wanting to see it, waiting to see it. You saw it today. And I could not be more proud of this team after what we watched today. And again, the Ravens, they're a weak defense right now. You got to keep this up consistently. But again, you have to take these victories because this is something we just haven't seen from the Chiefs offense in a long time. And the Chiefs as a whole, I mean, they executed great in this game on both sides of the ball. These were two teams that really had not been executing up to their standard coming into this game. And you saw one of these teams kind of fix those execution problems while another one still has a lot of questions to answer. Now, with all that being said, guys, I do have a few negatives that I want to get into from this game. But before we get into those, I want to show you all a message from our partners on this channel. So let's go ahead and check that out. Wanted to take a moment to shout out our partners on this channel over at W Energy. Guys, if you have not heard of W Energy, you're absolutely missing out right now. If you're someone like me that needs that jolt of energy when you first wake up in the morning or when you're trying to take on a big task for the day, such as working out or maybe trying to complete a project for school, anything like that, W is an essential. I'm someone that unfortunately has gotten into the bad habit of drinking a lot of caffeinated energy drinks filled with sugar or artificial sweeteners or flavors, but I'm trying to curb that now by using W Energy, which is a much better alternative. W is a powered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains 0 harmful chemicals, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is their coffee fruit extract, which helps you focus without the jitter or the crash of other energy drinks or caffeinated drinks out on the market. And they just sent me their Japanese yuzu flavor that I've been drinking recently. It is absolutely fantastic. One of the better tasting energy drinks that I've ever had. And I'm going to continue to use it and check out some of their other flavors as well. I encourage you all to do the same. And luckily for you, you can use my promo code SHOWMEFB by clicking the link down below and putting that promo code in when you go to checkout. And you can get an additional 10% off. Stop drinking those unhealthy energy drinks and start drinking W Energy instead. Go check out their stuff. They're going to be partnered with me all football season long. Go and check them out. So yeah, there you guys have it. Go ahead and take advantage of that sale going on right now. Go get your W. Link is in the description to get that additional 10% off. They've been great. They've been sending me all kinds of stuff. Their stuff tastes super good. definitely go and check them out. But back to the video topic. So like I said, we do have a few negatives to talk about, just a couple, just, honest, objective analysis here. The first one that I wrote down is Isaiah Pacheco. And he kind of redeemed himself later in the game, and he had a receiving touchdown that the Chiefs were kind of able to scheme up for him. But I don't think it takes away from the fact that he was bad to begin the game, and he absolutely killed the Kansas City Chiefs on one of their early drives where there was a screen pass set up for him, and he had blockers, and he had a ton of room to run, and he drops the wide open pass. And that was the same drive, I believe, where Brashard Smith was kind of able to keep the Chiefs drive alive. And you just see a tale of two running backs. Isaiah Pacheco, someone that's on the decline right now, who I think should see his snaps reduced. And you have a running back that's pushing to take his job in Brashard Smith, who's got a lot of potential. And that drive was just kind of the epitome of that. I'm still really worried about Isaiah Pacheco. I'm not seeing it with him anymore. And quite honestly, I'm done with it. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs are too, because they greatly reduced his role after that drive throughout the game. They went strictly to Kareem Hunt for just about anything important. So those are my thoughts with that. Then I put down Harrison Butker, who we absolutely have to talk about, missed another field goal in this game, a 56-yarder. And I know what a lot of people are going to say, 56-yarders are not something we should consider automatic. However, these are kicks that Harrison Butker typically makes. He's averaging now a miss per game. He's also missing extra points. Like, I don't think we can just brush this off with Harrison Butker. And I don't think we can just assume it's going to get better. It's something that, I have my antennas up for right now. And I said this on social media, and a couple of people were kind of taken aback by what I said about how the Chiefs might have to start looking for a kicker. And when I say that, that doesn't mean I think Butker should be replaced right this minute. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs should start preparing for the idea that maybe Harrison Butker has lost his mojo. I mentioned this before, and I'll say it again on this channel, but a lot of times with kickers, once they kind of lose that mojo, they don't really get it back. And with kickers, sometimes they hit their expiration date and you don't really get a warning. And all of a sudden, they're just bad, and it happens. And we saw it with Justin Tucker last year before the Ravens cut him. He just totally declined. His kicking went from really, really good to bad. Younghoe Koo for the Atlanta Falcons, a couple years ago, he was the most accurate kicker in the NFL. Falcons just cut him a couple weeks ago. So this is sometimes how it goes with kickers. I'm hoping we're not there with Harrison Butker, but it's kind of entering the danger zone with him. So there's that. And then the last negative that I wrote down, and it's not even necessarily a negative, because I think the Kansas City Chiefs defense is the last unit that we should be dunking on today and criticizing for anything. But they blitzed a lot, which we knew Spags was going to do. And it's a good game plan for this Ravens offense, I think. I don't disagree with anything Spags did, but I'm not sure blitzing all the time is going to work every time. There's going to be games where you're going to have to go up against someone that is a better pocket passer with a better offensive line, and you're going to have to get pressure with your front four. And I'm not sure I necessarily saw anything today that suggests that the Chiefs front four should be easing our concerns anymore. So that's my last negative. Not a super big negative, but definitely some commentary I wanted to throw in there, just my thoughts. But yeah, I mean, like I said, overwhelming positive today, blowing the Ravens out. The Ravens are a good team. I know they're down a lot of key pieces right now, but that is an MVP caliber quarterback in Lamar Jackson. That's a team with some weapons. I mean, this was a good win. This was nothing other than a good win. And can I just say as well, Lamar Jackson exited the game late with a hamstring injury. And I'm not saying he's not hurt, but that also felt a little bit like, yeah, we're getting our ass kicked, so let's just get our starting quarterback out of there. That's what that felt like to me. But no, yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the Kansas City Chiefs 37-20 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Anything that I missed on that you guys think I should have hit on, definitely let me know down in the comments below, whether you agree with me, disagree with me on anything. Let's get some discourse going. Always enjoy talking to you all. But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. Make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com for more. And last but not least, follow the Twitter at ShowMeFB. Everything will be down in the description below. Go get your W. That's all I got for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.